Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Joanne, and in this video I want to share with you a really exciting purchase that I recently made from the Coach outlet, and that is the corner zip trio pouch in the fruit print. I have to say, I feel like Coach has gone a little bit crazy with so many releases. So unfortunately, last that I looked on the Canadian outlet website, this is no longer available, but hopefully if you go in store, they still have some in stock. Or otherwise, hopefully they will eventually restock it online. But either way, I want to do a quick review of this trio pouch just because I have seen them actually release this in the past in other prints as well. So I figured going forward in the future, they'll likely release this again in other designs. And either way, I just found their description on the website to be very vague and not very detailed, so I figured this would be helpful if you were also even maybe looking for this online on the secondhand market. So for starters, this is priced on the Canadian website as $330, but I always say take that with a grain of salt because it is a made for outlet piece, so you never actually see their products go for that full price. So of course it was already on sale, and at the time there was a 20% off discount, and on top of that I took advantage of Rakuten for 2% cash back. So after all of that, all the discounts and tax as well, it came up to about $95 Canadian, which I thought was a really good deal for this trio pouch set. So I really wanted to pick up this trio set because first off, I love this little blueberry print, and specifically in this size. And because they didn't sell this separately, this was the only set that you could purchase there where it came with this really small pouch. And on top of that, in terms of the cherry print, I really liked the cherry print. However, I wasn't a fan of the gold hardware that it came in for all the other SLGs, but this one in particular, I loved that it was with the silver hardware. In my opinion, I really prefer this particular print with these colors in the silver versus the gold. They did actually come out with the corner zip wristlet version for all these prints. However, what I don't like about it is that they don't have the actual hardware for those wristlets. I find the logo stamping on those to be not so great in quality, and I find it looks a little bit cheap. So with this set, I really loved how they did it in the actual hardware. I think that just makes it look much nicer, and I much prefer that over the logo stamping. And in general, I just really love picking up these sorts of sets because I find them so versatile, and you get so much use out of them. And also I love that you get basically a taste of all the different prints that they've released it in. So if you're a fan of multiple prints, it all comes in one set versus picking out different things in the different prints. So I really love that. Another thing to note is that I have seen this, like I mentioned in the past, released in different prints. However, I also noticed there was another trio set where it wasn't actually the corner zip style, so it was just the zip at the top. And I wanted to note that I believe that one is actually a little bit bigger, like all three pouches are a little bit bigger than this set. So if you're looking on the secondhand market or you notice there's another trio set, I'd just say keep in mind in terms of sizing. I believe that set in particular is bigger, all three of them compared to this set. So as you can see, all three pouches are made out of a coated canvas and has very minimal leather detailing just here at the end of the zipper. And of course, this wristlet that is detachable. This is also in leather. I am personally not going to be using them as an actual trio set like this altogether. I am going to use them separately, but you do have the option of hooking them all together and using them together. However, I find it super easy. It is just one of these kind of O-rings, so it's super easy to just detach them as well. So as you can see, I can just easily detach them and then also stick them back on. So very easy to put on and off of this wristlet if you want to maybe just use a couple at a time, or if you just want to take them off and use them separately. So with that being said, I'm going to go through each of these pouches separately one by one, and I'm just going to do a really quick overview of each as well as a what fits. So starting off with this cute little blueberry pouch right here, I'm personally going to be using this as a little mini wallet, but of course you can use this as a mini catch-all, as a key case, or a wallet, whatever you'd like to use it. I will put the dimensions of this pouch on the screen, but just for reference, it is, I would say, a lot like the Louis Vuitton key case. However, it is a little bit bigger. So The Louis Vuitton key case is, I would say, a couple centimeters shorter in the width, and I'd say about a centimeter shorter in terms of the height. Inside is a taupe colored fabric, and there is nothing else inside, so it is just one open pocket. And again, you can fit so many different things in here, but do keep in mind it is rather flat, so if you do start sticking in more bulkier items, it is going to start bulging a little bit and it is going to fill up quite quickly. So if you're planning to just use this as a card holder, I would say the maximum number of cards that you could put in this is about 20, which for me is a ton of cards. Here is a stack of about 15 cards, so it's not even the maximum, I would say, and this easily goes in and there's still so much space, but as you can see, you can easily zip that up and it's still tons of room to stick more cards in. So like I mentioned, I'd say about 20 is the maximum, and you could probably even stick more, but it would start kind of getting quite a bit tighter and harder to close. I will personally just be sticking a few cards in this along with bills, receipts, and a couple of coins sort of situation, so that is definitely not going to be an issue for me. What I do really like about this as well, seeing as it is, like I mentioned, a little bit taller than the Louis Vuitton key case, is that it actually fits a bill folded just in half here easily. So here is a bill, I folded it in half, and as you can see, it perfectly fits inside here, and then you can zip up this little pouch without any issues. So that's what I really like, because I hate when you have to fold a bill multiple times. So I really like that about the size of this pouch. So in terms of a catch-all, this can fit a multitude of items. So I'm just going to start sticking a couple things in here. So let's say you're going to throw in a couple of bills. Of course, that'll fit. I have just a handful of cards right here. So that obviously all fits in there easily. And let's say you just want to grab and go. So you have your like a key fob in there. So I'm going to throw that in. Of course, that'll fit no problem. And it can, of course, let's say stick in a little lip balm. And that'll all fit in there. And as you can see, those are a little bit bulkier of items, and so it does start to bulge a little bit, but I'd say look at that. It fits it all no problem. And what's really great is I'm actually waiting for a wristlet strap to come in, so I think that'll be perfect because then I can just hook that on here, throw it around my wrist, and just go grab this and my phone, and that's all I really need. So that's just a little idea of what you could fit in here, but it's very versatile. You can fit really a ton of different combination of things if you really Tetris it and stick items in that. So I'm really excited to be actually using this as a little mini wallet for the summertime. I just think it's such a cute print and I love the look of this. So I'm very excited to be using it. Now moving on to the medium pouch, which is this cherry print one. I'm going to leave the dimensions on the screen again, but for reference, it's actually the exact size of the outlet corner zip wristlets. So here I have one of my old ones, and if I line it up, as you can see, it is the exact same size. So just a reference, it is the same size as the Coach outlet L-zip or corner zip wristlets. In terms of the inside, if I unzip it, on the inside it's this nice kind of maroon colored. I still have things in here right now, but as you can see, it's this nice little maroon colored interior fabric. And like the corner zip wristlets or the L-zip wristlets, it does have 2 card slots, so that's really convenient. If you don't want to throw in a wallet of any sort, you can just put your cards directly in this. And for me, actually, I'm going to be using this as my passport holder, which actually, this used to be my passport holder. So I'm actually retiring this and I'm switching it out with this piece right here, which I'm really excited about. But as you can see, it is the perfect size for a passport. So it's really convenient if you have more than one passport. If you're traveling with anyone, you can actually just stick multiple passports in there. They all fit really easily, and then it's really compact. It keeps everything together, and I find that it's just a little bit of protection as well. If you just zip this up and you might have spilled something on it or whatever, but it will hopefully protect the passports inside. And I also do really like the card slots on the inside. I always keep my travel cards in there. So I have like an insurance card, and then I also have a travel points card. So those are really convenient to just stick in there. And again, keep with my passport because I only utilize those when I'm traveling. So of course, I'm going to personally be using this as a passport holder, but kind of for reference in terms of the type of other things that you can keep in this, I'm just going to start filling this up as well. So of course, let's say you have a car fob and you can just drop that right in there. I just have a lip balm right here, so I'll just stick that in. Let's say you want to throw in some AirPods, and that can stick in there as well. I also have like this little phone charger, so that can also stick right in there. And as you can see, I've just kept my cards in there, but you can throw in a couple cards in there as well, and that still zips up no problem. So it is quite mighty. It does fit a decent amount of things in here, so if you want to fill it up, you can definitely get a couple more things in there. But as you can see, I would say that's pretty much the limit, and it is kind of bulging out a little bit, but there's no weird bumps there. So I won't be using it as a catch-all, but you definitely can, and you can fit a decent amount of things. I would say you cannot fit a phone though. I just have a Samsung S22, and it is too big to fit into this little wristlet. So lastly is the largest pouch, and it is this little banana wristlet right here. And again, like the other two, I will leave the dimensions of this wristlet on this screen, but for reference, this is actually the same size as the small wristlet from the Coach boutique. So if I put them side by side, they are the exact same dimensions. Inside this, it is in a brown fabric, and it also has the 2 card slots on the one side. Aside from that, there is nothing else. This one has actually the matching leather to the wristlet, so I am planning to just keep this wristlet strapped directly on this piece and use it with this one. I don't really plan to use it with the other two, so it will probably just stay with this. Now this size will fit a phone for sure. It easily fits my phone right here, and as you can see, there's still a ton of space, so if you have a larger phone than I do, you can definitely just easily slot it in there. As I showed before, you can directly put cards in this because it does have the card slots on the back right there, so of course you can stick it there. But yeah, you can really use this to the max. You can stick a ton of things in here, even with your phone. So I'm going to again just start stuffing a couple more things in here. So again, let's start with a car fob. You can throw that in there. I also have this little key case that can go in there as well. You can put AirPods in there. Of course, you can put a lip balm in there as well. Let's unzip this up for now. So it is getting quite full. You could fit a couple more things in there perhaps, but I would say, yeah, no, I think that would be about it. Once you stick your phone in there, you don't want it to be too difficult to put your phone in and out, but just with those items right there, it's still very easy to zip up. And as you can see, it has definitely expanded to accommodate for all those different things. So this is a really cute piece as well. I love the bananas. Out of the other two, this is definitely my least favorite, just because I absolutely loved the blueberry and the cherry print. I am slightly considering on selling this as its own, just because I find I don't get a ton of use out of these sorts of wristlets. I use them once in a while, but I already have enough that I don't even get through those all that often either. So I'm still thinking about it, but I may just end up keeping it just so I can have the full set together. But either way, this is really cute as well, and I'm still happy to have gotten it in the trio set. But yeah, that's a really quick overview of the Coach corner zip trio pouch set. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions though, definitely leave those down in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer them. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos, especially those that subscribe. I really appreciate it. But aside from that, I will see you in the next video.